peas on the planet.
That's a lot of peas, baby. Yeah.
Get ready for some tail wagging, fur flying, feather flapping fun.
Oh, yeah.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Okay. And good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you happen to be at this very moment. You are here live with Dr. Jeff Werber here, your host for the next 30 minutes here on Pet Life Radio's Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff. The keyword is Ask the Vet. So that's me. Ask me. Give me a call. You can reach me a number of ways. Number one, the old-fashioned way, toll-free number 877-385-8882. Once again, 877-385-8882. You can also join us here live on Google Hangouts. Here's how you do that. You log on to PetLifeRadio.com. You click on the Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff tab, and you scroll down to a nice Google Hangouts link. Click on it, and you will be here live with me, with our producer, Mark. And you can show your pets. You can ask your questions. You can get your video phone going. Let me see that limp that you've been worried about. Let me see that lesion on the skin or the eye problem or the mouth, whatever the case may be. Ask away. I mean, as I say a million times, you got to get used to this, because telehealth/telemedicine is here. It's not something that's going to be happening. It is here. And there are groups out there. I'm involved in one called Live DVM, where you can actually contact a live veterinarian 24 hours a day. And so instead of going to Dr. Google and getting bad advice or getting sensationalized advice or worrying about something that happens once in 10 practice lifetimes, you're going to find out the real possibilities, the real problems, and what you can do to have them treated, etc. We're going to talk about telemedicine and telehealth in a future show, but just get used to using your phone, using your computer to communicate with, talk to a veterinarian, maybe get some information, but real information instead of canned information, which is what you get from Dr. Google, because you can't talk to anybody. And there's no such thing as, you just can't say, oh, my dog is vomiting. There are so many reasons that a dog can vomit, and Google doesn't ask you back. Well, what did he eat last night? Was there any change in diet? Any change in anything that could have stressed him out? Is there construction going on next door? I mean, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's coming up? How long after he eats does it come up? Is it maybe a regurgitation? So you get it. You see how many different things we need to know in order to advise you, in order to make a diagnosis. So it's something you should get used to. So try it out. Join us live here on Google Hangouts. Anyway, as we like to do on our show, I just did something really cool. There's something new that it's not only open to the veterinary community. It's called the Bridge Club, started by a good friend of mine, Catherine Haskins, who I used to work with when she was at Edelman PR out of Chicago. And Edelman works with some of the companies that I often work with. So we've known each other for a long time. Anyway, she's starting a Bridge Club. It's going to be an online, it's a video discussion, if you will. It's not more, we don't want to make it like a lecture. So for example, I was I did the first one, which was this past week on Thursday. And we were talking, oh my God, interestingly, telemedicine and telehealth. And so I just gave 10 minutes of just my experience, where the field is going, why it's becoming so important, why the mindset of you, the pet owner, pet lover, pet parent, is changing. The needs are changing. And most everybody wants answers now. They don't want to get in the car, go to the doctor, wait for 15, 20 minutes, half hour or more in the waiting room, when they can pick up the phone, log on their computer, get their app, and just talk to somebody right away. So, and as far as emergencies, oh my God, that's where it's really amazing. Since 80% of emergencies aren't, I've said that a zillion times. So when you rush, because your office is closed at night, your hospital, and so you rush in the car because you're panicked, and the recording tells you, if this is an emergency, go to such and such XYZ emergency clinic, which you do, and you get reamed because it wasn't an emergency, but they're still going to do the blood test, do the exam. Just to walk in the door is at least $125. In our area, it's $175. So, I mean, it's insane. So, just to be able to pick up your a live DVM app and get a hold of somebody, talk to them, find out what the problem is, how it started, and most 80% of the time, the answer will be, you know what, you can try this and that, but no problem. You can wait till tomorrow morning and see your regular doctor, regular fees, et cetera, instead of emergency fees. So, this is it's really good stuff. So, anyway, look. I always say about the web, about Dr. Google, certainly a source of a lot of information, but unfortunately, a source of a lot of misinformation. And there's when you have an interaction with somebody, there are so many things that you will be asked that based on those answers will determine, is this something that we really need to worry about, or this is something that no, it's okay. It seems worse than it is. It's not. Well, you can wait till tomorrow. So, a couple of things. Perusing the American Veterinary Smart Brief News and the American Animal Hospital Association briefs. Just Food for Dogs. It's really kind of big here in West Hollywood, but there are many of them, mostly in the West. They had to recall some batches of two of their fish and sweet potato, and this called turducken beef and russet potato. I have no idea what turducken is. Anyway, they were cooked and then frozen, and they found listeria. Listeria is a very, very serious bacterium, and can cause pretty a lot of sickness, a lot of illness. So anyway, they had to recall because of these things. And I think it's interesting that even with cooking, it didn't kill off the bacteria. It usually does, but as we know from pasteurization processes, it has to be a super high heat for a period of time to kill off all bacteria. So anyway, just an FYI. I thought this story was kind of nice. This is a physician, not a veterinarian, but a physician who his name is Gary Carlson, graduated from Oregon State University, just donated $50 million. I guess he was a plastic surgeon. I don't know many physicians who unless he was really good in real estate, but have $50 million to donate. But he donated to the School of Veterinary Medicine, and he wanted to expand his teaching hospital and also to create an endowment for future veterinary instructors, which I thought was great. And this was the best. His reason: he feels that pets give people, and this is in quotes, a special comfort and support that allows us to embrace life more fully. That's really cool. So this is coming from an MD who could have donated to his medical school, Oregon State Medical, but no. He wanted to donate to the veterinary school. And that's really, really nice. And it's true. It's true what he says about pets. They do comfort and support us and allow us to embrace life more fully. And maybe that's why I have so many. All right. Next up, a 2-year-old. And this is interesting. This is called an AMUR leopard. Apparently, there are only 60 remain in the wild. And this 2-year-old that was it was a gorgeous cat and was diagnosed with distemper virus. Now, mind you, a leopard is a feline, and it was infected and affected by a canine distemper virus. So, and that's serious, that if it can cross the species and start affecting cats, especially a cat where there are only 60 left in the wild, that's really bad. That's really bad. This is not anything new to a veterinarian. Sometimes it is new to MDs because we learn about this in school, but a canine roundworm called Toxocara canis, many of the roundworms, by the way, Toxasterus, Toxocara, they are infective to us, to people, through fecal-oral transmission. That is when, mostly in children, many times in more like third world countries where sanitation is not practiced as well, the knowledge, the education isn't there. But if you have a dog who is shedding tapeworm eggs and they leave a little present in your yard or in your front yard, and then your kids are outside, they're playing, and the ball happens to roll over one such piece of left behind by this dog. I'm trying to be so delicate here. And then he's playing with the ball still, and then goes inside, and before washing his hands, he eats his sandwich. Well, guess what? He could be infected by a tapeworm egg, which turns into a tapeworm larva, and they can migrate in different parts of the body, visceral larva migrans, and they can migrate to a number of places, including eyes, including the brain. So we got to be really careful. Anyway, just know that kids can inadvertently ingest eggs. They're not going after and eating poop. It's just something that was in there, was in the grass. It rained. It all got sort of dissolved, and then they're inside. They're outside playing in that grass, and they put their fingers in their mouth. So anyway, the CDC estimates that 16 million people have been exposed to Toxocara larva. That's pretty bad. So anyway, usually dogs here receiving regular veterinary care, checkup, fecal exams, dewormings when they're puppies, etc., don't seem to have roundworm infections. But if there is any doubt, if you have kids in the house and you have a new dog, a new puppy, make sure by all means that the puppy is checked for parasites. And here's also an interesting fact, and I found this very interesting, that and this is just an example of, but a wild bottlenose dolphin, so they're called, ready for this? They burn anywhere from 16,500 to 33,000 calories per day. 16,000 to 33,000. That's a lot of calories. But what does that mean if they are burning that many calories per day? Well, let's face it. They have to eat 22 to 55 pounds of fish. Of course, depending on ocean temperature, depending on their activity level, etc. But on average, 22 to 55 pounds of fish per day to maintain that caloric need, because they're going to burn 16,500 to 33,000 calories a day. Can you imagine? Think about it. That's unbelievable. We are on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. They're talking 8 to 15 times what we eat. That's a lot of calories, and that's a lot of fish you got to eat to maintain it, just to survive. And then, one last thing before we take a break. And this is something that yes, we know that animals, cats and dogs, domesticated animals have different enzymes. That's why something that could be safe for one may not be safe for another species, etc. However, that cats and essential oils don't mix, and so when you think about it, they not only do they not mix, but they can be deadly. Essential oils can be deadly because they lack an enzyme from the liver able to break down essential oils. So if you have anything that you use, anything that's an essential oil around the house, anything that you have a cat, and we know cats are inquisitive, they want to check into everything. So be very, very careful with essential oils, because should they lick or eat essential oils, it could be, and I'm not saying it is, but it could be very, very seriously deadly. That's pretty serious to a cat. So just know that be careful, take a lot of care and concern with your essential oils. So anyway, it is that time for a midway break. Once again, 877-385-8882. Surely there is something that we talk about that strikes a nerve. Surely there is something that you are just dying to know about with your pet. And now's the time, because it's free. I mean, even when you do telemedicine, telehealth, it's going to cost you. It's not going to cost you as much as an emergency clinic. It's not going to cost you as much as the exam if you had you gone into the office, but it's going to cost you. Here on Pet Life Radio, Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff. The advice, the information is free. So take advantage of it. Anyway, don't go away. When we come back, we're going to talk about Super Bowl Sunday coming up a few weeks away, February 4th. And just how does that involve our pets? Well, we're going to go there. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your cat tree tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. CATTREETRAY.com.
It's designerpetsweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit designerpetsweaters.com to order your 4-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. designerpetsweaters.com.
Calling all pet product manufacturers. Save the date and join us for the 6th annual Retails and Sales Pet Expo coming up on Tuesday, May 1st, 2018 in New York City. The event is a place for pet product manufacturers to meet with buyers and media and groomers and pet influencers. To learn more about this B2B pet product trade show, please visit retailsandsalespetexpo.com. This event is brought to you by Whitegate PR, American Pet Professionals, and Pet Age Magazine.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract.
I'm still on the show. I'll call you back in about 10 minutes. It's 9:20.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
All right.
Henry Lukasevic.
You can head over there. You can head over there, yes.
BITE.com.
Bye-bye.
Begging to hear more of your favorite show? Full episodes of all our shows are available on demand. Go to PetLifeRadio.com to fetch our entire lineup of Possum Pet podcasts. Also, up in iHeartRadio and iTunes. Let's talk pets. Live and on demand only from Pet Life Radio.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Okay. And welcome back. You're here live with Dr. Jeff Werber. And when we left, we talked about Super Bowl, and I am not going to have a chance because there's only going to be 1 week in between next Sunday, and I am off to the Colorado Veterinary Medical Association in conjunction with the American Animal Hospital Association called Ski CE. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to Vail, and it's just that. It's going to be skiing and snowboarding during the day, and early morning and later in the afternoon, early evening are sessions. And it's really a lot of fun. So last year we were in Breckenridge. In fact, I have a picture of me up on, it's a run up in Breckenridge called Imperial Express. And there's a sign up there when you get to the top of the lift. And the sign says, "Welcome to Imperial Express, the highest lift in North America, 12,870 something feet." Pretty amazing. You know, you start feeling the thin air and what they call altitude lightheadedness, sickness, if you will. Even when you're not doing anything, you're not even exerting. You're just sitting on the lift going up. And they say it starts happening for sure above 12,000 feet. Well, this is 12,807. It's almost 13,000 feet. So anyway, yeah, this year it's in Vail. Looking forward, but while we are the 9 o'clock hour, I will be in the air. So so this is the last time I really have a chance to talk about Super Bowl. And you were saying, well, Super Bowl pets, they don't watch TV. Well, first of all, one of my dogs, one of my Frenchies is a TV monster. He watches everything. So in fact, looks like he's sleeping, and another animal, a cartoon character, a caricature, anything that's not human hits that TV screen, he is literally ready to jump into the TV. It's adorable. So anyway, but there are some issues that you just need to know about when we think about Super Bowl. Many of you are going to have parties. Many of you are going to have a lot of people over. And I just wanted to go through a list of some of the potential dangers, and not unlike other holidays, but these things are real. And let's face it, when you have people over and you have pets, first of all, some pets like to jump on counters and take. That's like mine. Sometimes you have company who thinks it's so cute. They give, oh my God, look at that. He's drooling on my lap. Let me give him a little something to eat. So chicken wings, small bones. They can splinter, they can puncture, they can tear through an esophagus. There are many, many things with well, we know poultry bones in general, but those little chicken wings, they're so small that they can, as soon as they take that first bite, they sharpen them, they can splinter and then cause some damage. Salsa and guacamole. That's a perfect one. You got your chips, your Doritos, whatever, your Tostitos, tostada chips, and so onions alone in salsa, they're raw. Remember, raw onions, raw garlic can be a problem to dogs and cats. Their toxicity, they can cause damage to red blood cells. So definitely want to be very careful with things with raw onions, raw garlic. So that means the salsa and the guacamole, you have to exercise a lot of caution. Other things we have little big things with nuts, all sorts of different nuts. We have walnuts, we have macadamia nuts. These things potentially also can be toxic to our pets. First of all, there's a lot of fat. They cause pancreatitis, but there are other agents in walnuts called walnut toxicities that can cause issues as well. How about beer? Well, for sure, when we think of beer, dogs like beer. In fact, personal note, as many of you know, I've mentioned before that when I went away to college, this is back 1972, and I went to Berkeley, and I brought my Labrador, Thor, with me to Berkeley, which was so much fun. I mean, it was just so much fun having this dog in college with me. And I was at one of these TG parties, as you all know what TG parties are. And all of a sudden, my dog is running around. He was so social. It was a magnificent, huge, over 100 pound, like 110 pound black Labrador with this monstrous head. He was just stunning. And all of a sudden, some guy is sitting there and he's noticing his hands getting all wet. He looks down and his beer was at his side. And there's good old Thor lapping up this guy's beer. Well, he thought it was so funny that he started letting him lap the beer, which then the guy next to him thought that was so funny. He let him. P.S. My dog got drunk. Before I knew it, he is literally staggering. At one point, we were taking a little jog home, and we got to across the street, and we had to turn a corner, make a 90-degree right turn. He could not make the turn fully, and he ran himself into a tree. So yes, dogs can get drunk. If it's done with routine, I doubt any of you are going to ever let that happen with routine. But yes, they get alcohol poisoning as well. Other things, fatty foods. If you're going to have hot dogs, the baked beans, anything that you're going to have that is too rich. Rich foods can induce pancreatitis. And with pancreatitis, very, very serious problem. And there have been dogs that have died from acute pancreatitis. So just know. Other things, a lot of people coming over, just a lot of loud noise. So, I would say that just be careful. If you have dogs that freak out, you may consider things like, get the Calms vest, which is amazing. CALMZ, check it out. Things like natural supplements like valerian, passion flower could be helpful. Anything where there's a noise phobia or a noise anxiety. A product that I like called Sileo from Zoetis, Sileo. That too is perfect for noise phobias. So that's why it's also great for like 4th of July fireworks. But whenever there's going to be a lot of loud noise, a lot of high volume on the TV, etc. And again, remember, some dogs freak out. So you want to make sure they don't try to escape when people are coming over, making sure if you have one such pet that likes to make a beeline out the door, now's the time to watch them, maybe put them in a back room, a separate room, until sort of some of the commotion calms down from people coming over. And then this will just add to everyone's safety. And as I said, there are some natural things too. Look for things with valerian, passion flower, chamomile, California poppy, etc. These all have a natural calming effect on our dogs. And of course, any decorations, if there's streamers or whatever you're going to put up, if you have cats, especially, cats love to play with stringy things. They will go after them. So, it's a fun time. We're all looking forward to it. We'll know by the end of today who's going to be joining, who's going to be meeting on February 4th in the Super Bowl. And I know a lot of bets are out there. I am not getting involved in those. However, I do have a annual Super Bowl pool that I enter. Actually, I won it a couple of years ago. I won the grand prize. It wasn't a lot, but I the final score at the end of the game, I won it. So anyway, there we have it for today. I want you to have a great week, everybody. Have a great 2 weeks, everybody. As I said, I will be going from one conference, and then right after that, I have VMX. VMX is it's two old conferences that are joining together. It is the North American Veterinary Conference and the American Animal Hospital Association Conference are joining together for VMX, Veterinary Medical Expo in Orlando. It's probably going to be one of the largest conferences on the planet. And anyway, that's going to be the following week. So I literally go from, I'll be in Vail, come back for a day, Thursday in the office, and then Friday morning off to Orlando for VMX. So I will be with you again. I might be there. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like at VMX. I might be able to do my show live there. But if not, we will see you the following week. Anyway, so have a great week or two, depending on what my schedule allows. And anyway, be safe on Super Bowl Sunday. Be safe today even. Have a great time. Hoping your teams win. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. All right. So long, everybody.